watching the film of the Florida State game, again, just very impressed with our effort. I thought we were relentless all night. As I suggested after the game Saturday evening, it was really the critical situations that made the score look the way that it did. Possession downs and red zone. We were dominant in possession downs. They couldn't get us off the field on third down. And then if we had some third and long, sometimes we were smart, giving us some fourth down and manageables in a part of the field where we could go for it. And that was running the ball, throwing the ball, different guys making plays, just a total team effort on the possession downs. And then red zone. Offensively, we got in the red zone 6 times. We scored 5 touchdowns. The only field goal was right before half, really when we ran out of time. And then they got in our red zone 4 times and only came away with 10 points, 2 empty possessions. And I thought holding them to the field goal on the first drive was so important. And that's, and that's winning football on both sides. And so, again, proud of our guys. We gave the team off yesterday other than a COVID test and checking into treatment. And this morning we came in and reviewed the film and got a lift, put all that behind us. And, for 3 weeks into the season, we are about as healthy as you can be. Obviously, there's some bumps and bruises along the way that this week will be valuable to get our guys rested up into the next sort of little 3-game run in our schedule before our following bye. And with that, I'll open up for questions.
Hey, Coach, in a game where you were able to get so many true freshmen into the game late in fourth quarter and all, who really impressed you reviewing film and, off that performance?
Let's see. It was great to get some guys in there. You talk about Chance Williams being able to get in there. Obviously, we got Elijah Roberts in there. Quentin Williams made a play down there in the red zone. Isaiah Dunson and Brian Balaam got a lot of reps in the secondary, which is really important for them. Jalen Harrell had a nice tackle. I think we had 30 guys had a tackle or assist in the game, which I don't know if I've ever heard of that before. That's really quite a remarkable stat. And even offensively, getting Jalen Rivers a couple at bats. So just good to get all of our young guys. And then again, though, Mike Redding in the first half makes a tightly contested catch on 1-to-1 man coverage, like on a 3rd and 5. So it was good to see all of our freshmen out there contributing.
Hey, man, I got 2 kind of how do you make the donuts question. First one is the offense, lining up quickly and running the next play. How much of that is do you give them maybe 2 or 3 plays, at the start of the drive where, it's sort of like pre-planned, hey, we're gonna run this right after this play, or how does that sort of work with you guys, to get lined up so quickly and run the play?
No, every play lives in its own little planet. So the guys just have to do a phenomenal job of, once the play ends, of letting that play go, getting the signal, getting lined up as fast as they can, and then as soon as we're ready to go, run it.
And then the second one, analytics, you've talked about that before. I know you study a bunch of numbers. I'm curious as to, do you guys sign up for a bunch of these services like Pro Football Focus and Football Outsiders, all that kind of stuff? And I guess who kind of organizes all that analytical research for you guys?
We don't have one person per se that organizes it. We don't sort of have a data coordinator, but we do subscribe to a couple different services, different than sometimes the way that they present, I guess, to the public. In some ways it helps us in terms of scouting film. Obviously, we use a lot of data involved in that. We do data. We subscribe to a service that helps in terms of game day decision making, understanding down distance management, timeout management, all those type of things. So yeah, anyone who's got numbers, we usually try to look at what we can do to help us, and in addition to the things we do on the inside, just in terms of our scouting of ourselves and our opposition.
Yeah, Coach, wanted to get your take on the idea of just identity, I guess, in general, and how important it is, either side, but particularly this season with offense. Do you feel like it's important for an offense to have an identity? It seems like each week the offense is getting more and more confident, and it seems like they are kind of growing into an identity. Again, I understand it's only been 3 games, but do you think that's fair to say that this year's offense is kind of establishing an identity?
Absolutely, and you can say that after 3 games. I thought the first game defensively in 2016 against FAMU, we were playing FAMU, but I thought we established an identity of what we were trying to see ourselves as defensively. So, obviously playing fast and playing physical is what we want to do. And, And I think that's why that UAB game was very important in terms of how fast and how physical that we could play. And now, to your point, I do think we're getting more confidence, not just in terms of having results that make us feel better about ourselves, but just from a conditioning level, and understanding you have to be able to believe that you can push yourself through some things offensively to be as relentless as we are. And ultimately what you're doing is you're taking the defense to a place of discomfort that they're not used to. So I think our guys are getting a better hang of it. And, I thought they saw it Saturday night, that you have the ability. I think and especially when we can stay on the field, and that's as the efficiency grows. I mean, a 13-play drive, I think we had an 18-play drive. That's a lot of body blows that you're landing to that opposition. So, like you said, I mean, it's early, but in terms of at least seeing what it's supposed to look like, I think we've accomplished that.
Hey, Manny, obviously, like, on the road recruiting and things like that. So, I mean, obviously you guys can't do that. So is there anything special you guys have planned with Zooms or anything just in recruiting in general that you guys have kind of planned out just since you guys can't get out anywhere?
If I heard your question right, recruiting has been what it's been really since early on in the pandemic. It's all been through digital communication, talk to you on the phone, Zooms, FaceTimes, text message, all those type of things. So it's been a different year because there's different, like, for example, you used to have one phone call a week, and some of those things have gone away. Obviously, you can't have the unofficial visit or the official visit right now, but as a staff, we're still making daily connections with all of our targets.
Hey, Manny, you touched on it a little bit at the top, talking about the freshmen, but just to have Chaney, Knighton, and you mentioned Mike Redding had a big catch in the first quarter. Obviously, had a touchdown later in the game too. This freshman class does seem pretty far along pretty quickly, and especially given the fact that they did not have a traditional spring. I don't know, is it something you think that's different about this class, or maybe different about the leadership in the last couple of years that is kind of letting you guys really lean pretty heavily on a bunch of true freshmen on offense?
I think both. This class has something to it. I feel like I've been saying that, and you want to be true as the games come, but it's turning out to be true. And we still have, Dave Philly still does this, 545 developmental lift with all the new guys, and you can just really tell how they are when they work when no one's watching. I mean, you can see the talent on the field, but really who you are, gets tested in that weight room every week. And all the reports come back. These guys are just different, and they want to work. They want to be great. We saw that when they stuck with us, during some of the dark moments we had last fall. And as I've gotten here, they have been who we thought they were, and it's been fun to watch those guys develop and grow. And that's what it's all about, right? It's just about adding like-minded people to your program that fit the culture of what you want to build. And then I do think they're benefiting from better older leadership than what we've had in the past. So it's been fun to watch those guys. Those guys are they're really fun to be around.
Manny, you had the opportunity in 2017 to see up close exactly what going to play Clemson means with their program being where it is right now. You've accomplished so much in these last 9 months. Do you feel better equipped? Do you feel that you're going up there from a position of strength? And just what's the mental approach to this game?
Well, we're still a ways out in terms of even getting them scouted and seeing who they really are. Obviously, that night in Charlotte wasn't one of our best nights. It felt like they were just playing a game and we were playing the occasion. You could just tell by the way we were reacting in the first 7 to 8 minutes of the game, and so I think that's part of it. They have earned the right to be where they are right now, and they earned it by getting themselves into some of these type of games and losing them and learning from it and passing that knowledge down from class to class. So there's something to be said about that. But, we can talk more about them, next week as we really get into studying them. But I think that's ultimately in our league, we know that we're all measuring ourselves by how we stack up against those guys.